My name is Lena Hayes. I'm 28 years old. I live alone in a quiet corner of the city, in a small apartment on the fourth floor of an old brick building that creaks when it's cold. My life used to be calm, routine even. Wake up, coffee, work, dinner, music, sleep. Peaceful. Until that night. It was a Friday. The kind of Friday where the week had drained everything out of me. Work had been long, full of mindless meetings and forced smiles. I came home exhausted. I kicked off my shoes at the door, dropped my bag on the kitchen counter, and changed into my soft pajamas, the faded blue ones with little clouds. I made a cup of chamomile tea and put on some slow jazz, letting the saxophone fill the silence. It was supposed to be an ordinary evening. Then I heard it. Knock, knock. Soft. Almost polite. I paused. Who knocks like that at 9:42 p.m.? I ignored it. Probably a neighbor. Maybe someone got the wrong door. Then again. Bang. Bang. This time, the knock was different, louder. Urgent. I froze. My apartment had always been a safe space. A sanctuary. But something about the second knock made my blood run cold. I slowly walked to the door, heart thumping, and looked through the peephole. And my breath caught in my throat. It was Caleb, my ex-husband. We had been separated for 2 months. I had left him, not because I stopped loving him, but because his love came with fear. Caleb wasn't always angry. He had once been charming, sweet, attentive. But as the months passed, that charm faded. He started yelling. Not just at me, but at the world. At the dishes. At the bills. At the sound of the neighbor's dog. He broke things, glasses, doors, once a picture frame that held our wedding photo. The last time he lost control, he shattered my phone because I didn't answer his text fast enough. That night, I packed a bag and walked away. I never thought he'd come back. Not like this. I opened the door a crack, just enough to see his face clearly. He smiled, but his eyes were wrong. Cold. Hollow. Like he was wearing a mask. Lena, he said softly. I've missed you. I didn't return the smile. What are you doing here? My voice was calm, but inside I was screaming. We need to talk. No, Caleb. We don't. Just 5 minutes. He shifted his weight. Let me in. Please. We can fix this. There's nothing to fix, I whispered. It's over. His smile faded. His jaw tensed. Open the door, Elina. My hand moved to close it. No. And suddenly he shoved. Hard. But I was quicker. I slammed the door shut and locked it. My heart pounded in my ears. From the other side, I heard him slam his fists against the door. You can't do this. You're my wife, he shouted. I stepped back, trembling. My phone was in my pajama pocket. I fumbled to unlock it and called Mara, my best friend. He's here, I whispered. He's outside. He's angry. I'm scared. Lena, call the police, she said. Now. I'm on my way. I hung up and dialed 911. 911. What's your emergency? My ex-husband is trying to get into my apartment, I said, my voice shaking. Please send someone. Are you safe? Is the door locked? Yes. I locked it. He's outside yelling. Stay on the line. Officers are on their way. I slid to the floor, clutching the phone. Through the door, I still heard him shouting, begging, threatening. I just want to talk, he yelled. No. He didn't. I remembered that voice. That tone. It was the same one he used when he cornered me in the kitchen the night I left. 10 minutes felt like a lifetime. Then, flashing red and blue lights. Footsteps. A voice of authority. Sir, step away from the door. Caleb's voice changed again. She's my wife. She loves me. This is a mistake. But the officer was firm. No means no. Leave now. More shouting. Then silence. They took him away. But my hands kept shaking. That night I didn't sleep. I left the lights on and sat on the couch, waiting for another knock that never came. In the morning, I changed the locks. I bought a door alarm. A pepper spray can. I looked at myself in the mirror and whispered, You are safe now. You're strong. But even now, I remember the sound of that knock. The following week was a blur. I went to work, but I barely functioned. I kept checking over my shoulder, jumping at loud noises. The scent of Caleb's cologne on a stranger in the elevator made me drop my coffee. I began seeing a therapist, Dr. Valentina Moore. Her voice was calm and steady, like a soft metronome. You have experienced trauma, she said. Your body is on high alert. That's natural. But Lena, you survived. I nodded. I was trying. Mara stayed with me for a few nights. She brought takeout, watched movies with me, slept on the couch. You're doing amazing, she said. You're brave. I didn't feel brave. I felt broken. Then one day, I found a letter under my door. No envelope. Just a single folded page. My name scribbled on the front. I hesitated. I knew that handwriting. Inside it read, Lena, I'm sorry. I was just lost without you. I didn't mean to scare you. I'll be better. Just 5 minutes, that's all I wanted.
Caleb.
My chest tightened. I called the police. They said he wasn't allowed within 500 feet of my building. Should I be worried? Ask the officer on the phone. If he comes near you again, call us immediately. But the fear returned. I moved differently, took different routes, watched shadows. I felt like prey. One evening, I was walking home from work. The sun had just dipped below the skyline. I felt someone behind me. Slow, steady footsteps. I turned.
A man. Tall.
Wearing a hoodie. He noticed me looking and crossed the street. Probably harmless. But my heart raced for blocks. That's what trauma does. It changes how you see everything. 3 months passed. Caleb didn't return. But the fear never really left. I kept going to therapy. I joined a support group for women like me. I listened to stories that made my own seem small, and others that reminded me I wasn't alone. One woman, Sabrina, said something I'll never forget. They say, he never hit you, so what are you afraid of? But sometimes, the words are the weapon. The silence, the stares, the threats. The way they make you doubt your own mind. I started journaling. Every day I wrote, I am not crazy. I am not weak. I am not his. Bit by bit, I began to feel like myself again. A new version of myself. One with armor. I dyed my hair, changed my wardrobe, applied for a job at a nonprofit that supported women in crisis. I got the job. For the first time in a long time, I felt purpose. It had been almost a year since that night. The nightmares came less often. The panic faded. I laughed more, smiled without guilt. Until that morning, I was making breakfast, scrambled eggs, toast, coffee when I heard it. Knock, knock. Not loud, not urgent, but it made every hair on my neck stand up. I looked through the peephole. No one. Just an envelope taped to the door. My hands trembled as I took it down. No name. No writing. Inside, one photo.
It was of me.
Walking. Last week. In my red coat. Smiling. Carrying groceries. I dropped it. The photo fell to the floor. And I broke. I sat down and cried. Ugly, heaving sobs. I wasn't safe. I wasn't free. I called Mara. Then, the police. Again, they made a report. Again, they promised to watch the area. But that day, something changed in me. I was tired of being hunted. I joined a self-defense class. I took kickboxing. I got a security camera. I bought a dog, Nova. A rescue. Part shepherd, part protector. I didn't just want to survive anymore. I wanted to live. When I told my story at a public event for domestic abuse survivors, I looked out at a crowd of faces. Some crying, some nodding. I said, people ask me why I didn't leave sooner. I ask them why we teach women to endure instead of teaching men to stop. I was scared, but now I'm not silent. And the room erupted in applause. 1 year and 6 months after that night, I received a call. Ms. Hayes, said the voice. This is Detective Carlson. Caleb Rivers was arrested this morning. He violated several restraining orders. We found photos, letters, He won't be bothering you again. I sat down. Not because I was afraid, but because I was free. Later that evening, I lit a candle, played the same jazz I had played that night. I sat in the same chair, in the same pajamas. But I was not the same woman. I was Lena Hayes. Survivor.
Fighter.
Woman. That night changed me. Some people say, he just wanted to talk. But they didn't hear his voice. They didn't see his eyes. I did. And now, I use mine to see the world differently.
To see the women like me. To help them.
To hold them. To remind them. You are not alone. You deserve peace. You deserve safety. You deserve love without fear. Thank you for listening to my story.